Alright guys, who's ready for round 3? Now, show of hands, raise them up if you've never played Sonic CD before. Don't be shy, I know there's some of you out there. I know not everyone has had the chance to play this game. Well, you should. You should try it out sometime. It's a good game, and it's kind of different than the other Sonics. You're gonna start a new game. I'm gonna show you what's up with this. First of all, I'm gonna be using the Japanese soundtrack because I don't know. I've never played through the game with the Japanese soundtrack. I'm gonna admit that right now. Look at that! Look at that! It's like a 3D loop. That's so crazy. Showing off the power of the Sega CD already. But using the Japanese soundtrack because a lot of people like it, and because I haven't used it before. And well, that's a funny looking checkpoint. What does that do? That's wait. What's going on here? What is this? Where is he going? It's the crazy background. Can I tell you what's happened? I just ran so fast, I went to the past. And that's Sonic CD's big gimmick right here. Sonic CD was big into time travel. You had these checkpoint signs like that lying around that say either past or future. And you hit these signs and then run fast enough or long enough, and it's going to transport you. Well, who's this guy? Let's take care of that. The thing is ugly. Why would anyone want that around? But yeah, depending on the time zone that you're in, different things can happen. Each level has a machine hidden somewhere in the past, and if you destroy all these machines in every level, you get a good future. There's two different kinds of futures. There's a bad future where everything is all bleak and sad and depressing, and there's a good future where everything is shiny and wonderful and happy looking. So you go into the past, you see that machine right there, you destroy it, and then everything's good in the future. It's a good looking future now. So you gotta do that for both acts. And then in the third act, the future looks super good. And yeah, you do that in every level, and you get the good. There's two good ways to get a good ending in this game. You either do that, or you get all the time stones from the 7th special stage in this game. And the special stages work like Sonic 1. You get 50 rings, and you go into the giant ring at the end of the level, and you're transported to a special stage. And I'll be completely honest, I'm really bad at these special stages. I'm not going to be going for them. Like, if I happen to get one, I'll jump in it, I'll give it a shot. But if, you know, I'm not going to be going out of my way to get all the time stones. So, Act 2 here, gotta find a past sign. Oh yeah, the soundtrack. So, the English version of the game and the Japanese version of the game have two different soundtracks. It's widely regarded that the Japanese version has a better soundtrack. I like them both. I think they're both very good. They have very good songs, but for the sake of everyone's enjoyment, I'm gonna use the Japanese one. It's still not bad. And check this out, going back into the past. So, we gotta find that machine again. I don't know what the machine does. I guess it like roboticizes people or something. But there it is. That was easy, right? And the cool thing about finding that machine and destroying it is every enemy in the level gets destroyed the second you break that machine. So you start running around, you see see that guy again. God, what's up with that? But you see all those flowers on the ground? And that's where enemies used to be. Instead of being animals in this game, they're all flowers for some reason. So check that out. Beat Act 2. Doing good so far. Yeah, made another good future. That's excellent. Future's gotta be good. That's what we're gonna be living in. And here, check this out. Act 3. Act 3 is always a boss level. It always takes place in the future, and depending on how you did in the first two acts, depends on if it's a good future or a bad future. And since we made a good future in Act 1 and 2, then it's going to be a good future in Act 3. And look at it, everything's shiny, it's happy, there's some like metal pipes and everything around. It's kind of more robot-like, but it's not bad, it still looks really nice. And yeah, we're gonna head on off to the first boss. The act is usually really short, so we get the boss right here. Let's check this guy out. It's already pretty intimidating, but we're invincible. That's it. That's done. That's seriously the boss right there. It takes 3 hits. Bosses were very strange in Sonic CD. They worked a lot different than they did in pretty much the rest of the series. Each one had a very special gimmick to it, and depending on that gimmick, you'd have to hit Robotnik a certain amount of times. That one right there, he's got these hands with bumpers on them, and you have to hit him once to knock the bumpers off, and then you hit him again to hit the other bumper off, and then you hit him one more. Who the hell are you? That's creepy. Get away from me. Like, whoa. What? Fine, you know what? You can take her. Get her away from me. She was creepy. It's like my bodyguard or something like that. Look at this cool metal looking Sonic, like you're not on the guest list. And then takes her away. I'm alright with this. But yeah, this is Collision Chaos Zone right here. It's a pretty cool level. It's got that Spring Yard Zone kind of feel to it. It's got a whole bunch of springs and pipes and those little flipper thingies everywhere. And it's a cool level. It's a little confusing. A couple things about Sonic CD's design is, one, the level design was really crazy. It was completely unlike anything in any of the other Sonic games. It just felt like a bunch of stuff was everywhere, you know? And I don't know how to explain it, really. I know that the levels really went out of their way to make sure if you knew what you were doing, you could get a lot of speed going through them. And the way Sonic CD played felt a little different than the other games. I know that the spin dash works differently. I know that springs work a little differently. And, I don't know, it's not bad, but it's just something that I'm not completely used to. So, you know, if I don't always get through these levels and make them look super fantastic, amazing, or whatever, I'm trying really hard to make this look good for you guys, because I'm still not really familiar with Sonic CD. But yeah, while I was complaining about that, we just destroyed the other machine, so it's one more for us. We're doing good. And, another thing is the art design behind Sonic CD. It looks a lot different than a lot of the other games. The colors are bright and vivid. There's a lot of detail in everything. It looks amazing. It's a really cool looking game. And it's almost kind of a shame that Sonic didn't keep up with this. Like, Sonic 2 still looked okay, but it was no Sonic CD. And Sonic 3 had that kind of almost gritty, dark, realistic type art to it. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Hey, look, there's a giant ring. Let's get inside of it. I'm going to show you the special stage here. You know, try not to screw it up. But no promises, guys. No promises. So here we are, special stage. And oh my god, look at this. It's in 3D. We could run around in all 3 dimensions. But as you can see, you got these UFOs flying around in some sort of, you know, Super Mario Kart knockoff. I guess they thought that was cool. But you gotta run around, you have to destroy all these UFOs in a time limit. And you've got all these different panels and stuff on the ground that do different things. And if you jump in the water, you'll lose 10 seconds of time, so you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you get the UFOs here. You don't get your rings or power-ups or something. But you destroy them all, you hit the ground, and look at this. There it comes. Gonna rotate the camera, show off some crazy effects. And bam, look at that. That thing is huge. It's very shiny looking. But instead of Chaos Emeralds, you get Time Stones here. There's really not a difference. There's 7 of them. They look very Emerald-like in appearance. And you don't get Super Sonic in this game because they aren't Chaos Emeralds. Time Stones can't turn you super. What are you thinking? And now we're in Act 2. And this is a really good way to get points here. Those little bubbles right there, they're worth 100 each. So if you're going for a high score, you definitely want to take your time in there. It's a crazy level. And go into the past, and check this out. This is a perfect place to go into the past right here. You're going to hit this spring, and you're just going to keep going back and forth. And there we go, we're in the past already. Wasn't too hard. Usually for every level, when you find a sign, and there's usually some type of very easy way to get transported from from wherever you are to the past or the future or wherever you want to go. You know, there's certain areas where you're just gonna have to kind of wing it and run as fast as you can somewhere and hope you don't run into a wall or an obstacle or something. But generally, you could find a pretty safe place to transport yourself. And then, well, let's go back into the future. Why not? We've spent enough time in the past. We gotta go back. We're going back to the future. And you knew that was coming. Come on, you can't have a time travel thing with at least one Back to the Future reference. And I'll try to be good about those references. I'm sorry. So yeah, not a whole lot has changed in the present. It's not much different than it was before when you hit that machine. But if you go into the future from here, it's going to look a lot better than if you went into it without breaking that machine. Because the future in this is especially abysmal. Everything's all dark and gray, and it looks pretty bad. But we made it better. We're going to make everything okay in this game. And I don't even know why I guess for completion's sake, like, they put the future signs in the levels too, but there's really, really no reason to go into the future. You don't need to get anything there's nothing in the future. There aren't those machines, there aren't those little metal Sonic things that I keep running into. I don't know where all those are, by the way. Those two at the beginning are probably the only two you're ever going to see. But I don't know what they do. I don't think they change anything. But, hey, look at that. Another special stage, right? You know what? All joking around, I didn't properly introduce those two characters at the beginning of Collision Chaos Zone. That creepy pink chick who kept following me around, that's Amy Rose. It's the first appearance of her. And, I don't know, maybe a lot of you got introduced to her in Sonic Adventure, but she looks a lot different in Sonic Adventure than she does in this game. So, get used to it. She's one of the primary goals in this game. You have to go save her from the other character I didn't introduce, and that's Metal Sonic. And he's really awesome. Let's not beat around the bush here. He is a metal version of Sonic. I think that much is obvious. But he's just as fast, probably even more powerful, and he's really intimidating. He's not like that big clunky Silver Sonic at the end of Sonic 2. He's cooler than that. I'm gonna keep screwing. Let's just jump in all the water, you know? You jump in enough water, and this guy shows up. It's a blue UFO, and he gives you more time. So just in case you really start screwing up, they give you another chance. And I think that chance is all we're gonna need to get this last one. See, we're good. We're gonna sit on top of the water, because Sonic he's just that good. He doesn't have to run across the water. He can simply stand there. Like some holy figures we know. I don't know. Look at that, we got 2 time stones. That's honestly 2 more than I was expecting out of this run. Yeah, I'll keep going. We're into Collision Chaos 3, and you know what that means? We're in the future now. And look, it's very pretty looking. And the music is very nice too. It's relaxing. But this boss isn't relaxing. This boss is kind of a pain. It's a big pinball table. And basically, all you have to do is get to the top of it, but that sounds really easy, but it's not really easy. And I don't know, if I end up making really short work of this level, I'm gonna eat my words, but I don't think it's gonna come to that. Just gonna try to get in the middle. You wanna watch out for those spikes there. They give you a chance to get out of it. That's nice. And you get a chance to hear the boss music. The boss music was weird. There's some guy talking, and I can't understand what he's saying, but it's kind of weird. It's still good music, like I was saying. But, yeah, Robotnik, once again, only needs 3 hits. The big trick is just getting to him now, so... Oh! Of course, there's those things everywhere. And listen to that. Now, that was strange, right? There's no one-up music. It's just Sonic going, yes! And you get to hear Sonic's voice, and he sounds like some prepubescent Japanese kid trying to sound American. But that's alright. We'll appreciate that. I guess Sonic can sound like that if he wants to. And we're we're gonna... Oh, look at that! 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. They're nice enough to give you those platforms and everything. You don't have to get back up there, but that's all over with. Now look, good future. And look at the background of this. There's upside down water and hills, and it's a strange looking background. The art design was really crazy in this, but they made very good use of it. It had a fresh feel to it, I guess. So now we're in Tidal Tempest Zone. You know what that means? It's an underwater level. But you know what? It's not a bad underwater level. You never really feel pressured to get out of the water in this. It's not like Labyrinth Zone. It's not like... I don't know, Aquatic Ruin wasn't that bad, because you could stay out of the water in that. But there's some times where you have to be in the water in Tidal Tempest. And it's still not that bad. You get that cool wavy effect in the background, a little distortion there, making it look like, yeah, I'm really underwater. And that was cool looking. So we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna jump down, and there's a pass sign. Let's grab that. We want to go back to the past. And this is a good place right here. You start running here, jump across a couple platforms, but it's a really straight shot, and you go right back. And there we go, a little teleportation action going on. Crazy trippy background. And I really liked this pass section. I think this level looks really cool. That background with the caves, pretty awesome looking. Gotta get up there, hang on. This is kind of hard. How can I get up there? And there we go. What? Hidden ring box. Alright, let's work with that. But yeah, something about this, like the water being, it's not like colored or anything, it's just makes everything darker. There's the machine right there. And everything has this kind of ruined look to it, like it's not quite built up yet. And I don't know, this might be one of my favorite past areas in this game. And we're gonna get right to the goal here. And look, one more special stage, we get another shot at this. So, one more good future. Chalk it up. And it's special stage time. And look at that, this is a pretty cool looking one. You've got this crazy underwater town. And you can tell like all the special stages look different. You've got this different background going on for them. They're all kind of cool looking. But, you know, let's give this one a shot. There's a lot of water in this one, you gotta be careful. And I'm not careful. I just plow through. I'm not good at these. It's hard. It's kind of hard to judge the distance. I still haven't played enough of this to really be able to judge the distance of when to see. See, I missed that one. But I don't know when to jump to hit these things. And maybe if I practice more. I did practice a little bit. I didn't know where all the machines were. I'm not gonna lie to you. This isn't like a blind run or anything. I tried to work hard to entertain you guys. I didn't know where all the machines were, so I went through, I tried really hard to look for all those machines, and I think I'm going to be able to get it going through this. Like, no promises, but I think we'll make it through. Uh-oh. We're running out of time. Can we get this? No. Screw it. We don't have any time. There's no time. Alright, well... got an extra life. We got tiny little Sonic Man with his giant head. But I don't know. I told you guys I'd try. I didn't tell you I'd succeed. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Not succeeding, but I didn't build those up. I didn't say I was going to do a good job, so you can't be angry with me. We're still going to get the good ending of this. It's just a good thing that there's two ways to get that. Those little water balls right there, they aren't fireballs, they aren't going to hurt you, but they will push you around a little bit. Makes it, oh, that was close. I don't want to get crushed in those blocks there. Let's head on underwater. The cool thing about the underwater sections of this is there's a whole lot of springs under it that'll just take you right to the surface, so you don't have to feel too pressured, like I said. You'll usually be able to get out of the water just fine, and there's still air bubbles down there. You can still gasp for air, so that's good. We got our pass sign. Oh, look at that, there's a couple springs right here. They're actually going to be useful this time, not like that place in Sonic 2. We're transporting ourselves on back again, that's good. Let's make it right to the past. go. Alright. So now we gotta find that machine. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I think I remember where it is. Oh, hidden spring. We want that hidden spring. We want to get up here. Oh, look at that little platform mess here. We got some ring boxes. That's good. Well, on our way to another special stage. We could try that out. No, we're not on our way to another special stage. That's okay. I'd screw it up anyway. I don't want to screw it up for you guys. Waste your time with empty special stages. But hey, there it is. That wasn't too bad. I don't need more of those stupid flying bastards to screw us up. Yeah, no special stage this time, but we tried. Still got the good future. That's what really counts here. You gotta make everything good. It's gotta be all good. And yeah, we get to see what good future in Act 3 looks like. Let's check it out. Wow, look at that. Everything's super shiny. It's all metallic now. Just like everything in the future's gonna be, right? Old flying cars and robots and hoverboards. Gotta have the hoverboards. I don't want to live in a future without hoverboards. If I end up being like 70 or something and I'm not floating around on a hoverboard, I give up on life. It's right there. So you gotta chase Robotnik around here. He's pretty slow, so that's not a hard thing to do. If you hit him 4 times, he starts freaking out. He starts exploding. Let's chase after. Where are you going, Robotnik? He's going underwater. That's where he's gonna stop that exploding. Now here we go. We catch up with him. And now what is he up to? Look at all those air bubbles. It's slowing down the game. That's how many air bubbles there are. Look at how slow the game's going. That's nuts. But he gives you all these air bubbles to breathe. That's strangely kind of nice of him, actually. But you just avoid those shots that he gets every time he passes the screen. Not hard to avoid. There's plenty of room between them. And you just keep taking his air bubbles. He's nice enough. It's not a very good defensive strategy. Like, you know, Sonic's stuck underwater, and the only way he's going to be able to breathe is through those air bubbles. So, you know, let's surround myself with them. Why not? Let's give Sonic a chance to keep going. By all means, if he just flew up there, like, slightly out of reach of me, and waited until I drown, then, you know, that'd be perfect, right? But no. So we beat that. All you gotta do is hit him once. You just get those stupid air bubbles out of the way, hit him once, and he folds. It's nothing. The bosses were really weird in this game. I don't know what else to really make of that. It's not the typical 8 hits and you're done like any other game. And it's good. It's a change of pace. They feel creative. Here we are in Quartz Quadrant. That's a cool level too. There's all sorts of gems and crystals and everything lying around everywhere. It's a fancy looking level. You've got these conveyor belts and little signs right there that flip them back and forth. And look at a pass sign right there. Well, it's a jump into this tube and it's just gonna fling us into the past. Look at that. That was easy enough, right? So I'll check out what the past looks like here. See if it's any quartzier than no, it's actually a lot less quartzier. That's a strange word. Don't let me use that word again. But I don't know, it's kind of like, you know, foresty, kind of woodsy. It's like in Sonic 2 there was supposed to be a level called Wood Zone. And that didn't happen, obviously. If you saw my playthrough, I never went to a place called Wood Zone. But from what's left over of it, hey look, there we go. From what's left over of it, it kind of looked like a Metropolis zone, but in a forest. It had conveyor belts. It had like pipes and stuff to go through. It had all kinds of crazy nonsense for a place that took place in a forest. But I don't know. This kind of reminds me of it right here. It didn't look anything like it, but you know, you got the forest type thing going on, and it's pleasant. And all the patterns on the walls, those look really cool. It's all about the art direction again, like I said. You get like a million miles of room before the sign, and we're here. There we go, good future number 1. So that's good. A good future is always good. You don't want to grow up and be miserable. You want to You want to make something for yourself. And that's exactly what Sonic's doing here. It's like a metaphor for life. You don't want to just kind of dick around and make a bad future. You want to do something about it by going back into the past. And oh, check this out. This is really strange. I'm gonna run against this wall here, and I'm gonna keep running. And I don't know why this works, but I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm gonna use it. We're gonna get into the past there. So no headaches. Just running against a wall. And bam, we're already in the past. That was pretty quick, right? And now all we gotta do is find that machine again, hit all these stupid hidden springs in the ground, and I can't remember if I've shown off this move yet. Like, I'm just kind of playing through and not explaining anything. Wow. Sonic gets 2 new moves in this game, and one of them's only kind of new. It's the spin dash. You saw that in Sonic 2 enough. But it works kind of differently because they were done by 2 different studios. We're going to jump up here, and there it is. Great. But Sonic CD and Sonic 2 were done by 2 different companies at about the same time. And they held off on releasing Sonic CD because they figured they should get the sequel to Sonic out first. And so obviously they both had some similar ideas, but they worked a little differently. The spin dash in this, you hold down and jump like you do with a spin dash. But you just kind of curl up into a ball and sit there, and you have to wait for the camera to pan all the way forward before you can release it and spin off. It's not like the Sonic 2 one where you can just keep hitting the jump button to rev it up. And then Sonic gets another move where you hold up and jump, and it's called the figure 8 peel out or something like that. But hey, look at that, we're in Quartz Quadrant 3. It's not very quartzy. It looks like a factory or something, but it looks like a good-looking factory. It's made out of pure gold. That was a good resource choice, and it's pretty fancy looking. But yeah, the figure 8 peel out makes you run at full speed, and then like a little more, I think. And you don't get curled up into a ball. If you run into something, you're gonna get hit. But it was nice for speeding up real quick. Run into that spike wall because that's what it's there for. They wouldn't put it there if they didn't want us to run into it at least once. But yeah, we're on this conveyor belt. Robotnik's kind of sitting there dropping mines on us, but we just avoid the mine. And look at that, the conveyor belt's kind of wearing away at the bottom of Robotnik's little ship there. So I think if we just keep going, eventually it's going to give way. And Robotnik's going to get dragged off into the conveyor belt and into spikes. It's going to be a gruesome death. We're going to really enjoy this. So yeah, so this is the last boss of the game here, guys. Robotnik's gonna fall into spikes and kill his dumb self, and we're gonna be done with Sonic forever. That's the end of the playthrough. Look at this. There's no more games that I'm playing after this. And oh, he's running away. What a pussy. Okay, forget I said any of that. We're gonna keep going. There's more levels. I was lying to you. I wasn't lying. I was joking around. It's a joke. Don't take it to heart. Well, yeah, let's check out what the next level's got to us. And this one is loading. Alright, we're in Wacky Workbench Zone. And this is a very good name for this level. You may think it's a little weird, but it explains the level perfectly. See those glowing floors right there? We're gonna jump on it, and look at that! Holy crap, we just flew 1,000,000 feet into the air. And that's what's so wacky about this workbench, is there's a lot of platforms, a lot of mess going on in this level, and you kind of gotta get yourself from point A to point B by using these platforms instead of hitting the ground and bouncing up, because more often than not, bouncing up to the top of this level is just going to slow you down. You're going to have to make your way back down anyway, and you're going to have to get around these walls here in order to... You could freeze yourself with those, but if you just wiggle the joystick, then you're fine. But we got our pass sign. We got to find a way to move fast enough and avoid these little crushy things here. And we'll go in here, and this should do it right there. So get into this pipe, start going, and there we go. Perfect. So see what the past looks like here, and it's kind of cool, I guess. So the past is significantly greener. I don't know why. It's kind of ugly looking, actually, the green on red like that. I'm not a huge fan of the past of this level, but There is one thing I like about it. You go high enough here, and I'll show you in a bit. But, no, you can tell from the background that the place is still being constructed. Like, there's not... See, you got all the hills back there. There isn't a wall or anything. It's still under construction. They aren't done with Wacky Workbench yet, so... I don't know why they'd make a Wacky Workbench. I guess this has some purpose somewhere, but yeah. Going down here, I gotta remember how to get the... Yeah, I don't want to go into the future, though. I don't want to risk that, so let's burn that off first. If you start running really fast and glowing like that, and then you kind of stop suddenly, you'll lose the ability to go into the past or the future, so you can screw that up. You're going to get down in here, and you think we're going to be crushed by this, but we won't. We're going down into this pipe, and this pipe is important because it leads us right here. Grab that and the one up. You can see there's only one way in there. So good, we got that. Wacky Workbench, it was kind of different than the other levels so far, because you kind of have to go really far out of your way to get the machine at the end of it. It's not just like you're running through the level, like, oh, there happens to be a machine in your path here. It's, you gotta go out of your way. You gotta really hunt for them. So we'll be seeing a lot more of that in the last couple levels here. Where it's not so much a treasure hunt as it is just like a direct trying to get to it. But there's Act 1 complete. And we're doing pretty good so far. We've made a good future in every single level. And we're not going to stop with this one. Move on to Act 2. And yeah, Act 2 had a really weird way of getting the machine too. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to fling off of this guy. And it's going to fling us into an enemy. That was almost really cool, but then they put an enemy there. So you know what? Screw those guys. So, there's a platform down there. We have to get on this platform. And it's hard to get on this platform, but we'll do it. We're on it. And you jump here, and it's a secret path. How the hell are you supposed to know that? I'm not sure, but we found it anyway, so that's good. Alright, some of the platforms with the lights on the bottom, will spin you around, make you kind of dizzy. And get up here. Hello, guys. Oh, it's the capsule. Get back there. We gotta get back to it. Just drop us off right next to it into pass sign, so we'll use the pass sign. Gonna go. And here we go. So now we just gotta make our way up there again. Luckily they give you kind of more platforms to work with. You get more bouncy stuff here. You get those guys. They kind of look like metapods on springs. So that's weird. But there we go. We broke the capsule and we're good. Gonna keep going now. All we gotta do is beat the level. That can't be too bad, right? Right, you better believe it's not. We're just gonna fall into electricity first, so... It's okay, we got more rings. There's plenty of rings to go around here. And those are kind of cool too, speaking of going around. You just kind of spin through those constantly, and then you jump out of them to keep going. I don't know, this level had a few interesting gimmicks to it. Those you'd rotate around until you decide to jump out. And I don't know, this was just a really strange level. I think out of all of Sonic CD, I look forward to this level the least. But it's still not a bad level. It's really just the spring floors that are kind of a headache. Because they impede your progress, no matter how much fun they are. That's cool, we're already done with this. That wasn't bad at all. And let's check out what our good future looks like. Let's see how good Wacky Workbench becomes. Oh, look at that. I think that's why they are making Wacky Workbench. It's like a children's fun zone. That makes sense, right? This place looks really happy and exciting, and if I was 4, I would love to go to this place. It's got all these bright colors, and it feels like some sort of toy shop or something. It's got this floor that launches you thousands of feet into the air. That's safe for kids. Kids would get a kick out of that. It's like a bounce house extreme. So there's our Robotnik. We're going to bid his big dumb-looking manta ray ship. He's going to drill a hole in the ceiling. That's not nice, but it's kind of nice because the floor starts getting electrocuted here. So there's these little platforms on the ground. We just jump up, hit them again, And we're gonna repeat that a couple more times. You know, watch out for the platforms. They'll crush you. That's not good. You gotta be careful. We're gonna wait for it. And then the floor gets bouncified. We'll bounce up again. Hit him. And look at that. He's taking more than 3 hits. That's amazing. Watch out for the spikes. Jump up on this. And this is gonna be the last one. We're gonna bounce up. And boom. He's all taken care of. That wasn't too hard, right? Look at his dying thing. He's flinging his arms like, I'm dying. That's what everybody does when they're about to die. They just... It's a crazy little dance. Don't forget that. If you're in a situation where you're in something that's about to explode, just wave your arms from side to side. You do the Mario. Is really what it... Yeah. Anyway, we're on the coolest level of the game, and maybe even the series. I wouldn't go that far. I don't know. It's a great level, though. We're in Stardust Speedway. This place is fantastic. You look around the level, and, like, it's got all these weird... The floor was made of musical instruments, is really what it comes down to. I mean, look at all of it. It was really cool looking. The song was also amazing. For both versions, really. I kind of think that the US version song, I can't get back there. Need to get back there. Because there's something good back there. There's a pass sign back there. But yeah, the US version, it kind of felt like it fit the level better. But the Japanese version, like, it's fast, it's exciting, it's upbeat. And I think there's a sampling from a Jet Set Radio song in there too. I'm not positive. But maybe you guys could tell me. Maybe you're familiar with both games, and you're like, you're right. You're absolutely right. There's stuff in there. But now we're in the past. It's also cool looking because it's got this jungle vine look to it, and that was cool. It's creative. Give it that. So we gotta get in there, but it's kind of hard to do. But we'll do it. Gotta get down into that little break there because that's where the machine is. And there we go. We break that. Act 1 is saved. I think the background here looks really cool. You've got those kind of, what are they, Roman? I don't know, you've got those little buildings here, some light coming out of them, and you see it reflecting on the pool in front of it, and it looks great. Let's see what's up here. Get stuck. Okay, there's a figure 8 move right there, and there's... Okay, that's helpful. Thanks, guys. Let's get out of there. Alright. That's another thing about Stardust Speedway is, like, I'm sure this level's designed for speed, but a lot of it is designed to, like, just throw you off, too. There's a lot of useless parts of this level. And there's a lot of level parts that, like this right here, this is weird. It's stuck right there, but... Hey, look, we got 50 rings. It's great. Let's give this another shot. I'll try my hardest. I can't promise anything. But yeah, a lot of Stardust Speedway kind of overlaps each other, and it looks really cool, and if it functioned properly, I'm sure it would be very cool, but a lot of times it just feels like you get stuck on certain platforms when you're really trying to run into the background or something. This is another cool looking one. You've got this huge water temple in the background. And yeah, we're, you know, typical tripping over things. Gonna fall on my face. That's funny. Yeah, let's try to... What? That was... not good at UFO hunting. Why is he blowing up these UFOs anyway? I'm sure there's a reason behind this, like, the president calls up Sonic the Hedgehog, like, we have an alien invasion, instead of making friends with them, we need you to spin dash the hulls of their ship, because I know you're good at breaking machines. And, you know, if you destroy all these aliens so we don't have to deal with them, we're going to give you a shiny little stone here, so... Well, that's not going to happen. Let's just dive into the water. Whatever. I'm done with these. I'm not good at 3D special stages. I'm good at all the other ones, but you know, there's only so much I could do here. So, alright, back at Stardust Speedway. That's good. We're going to cheer ourselves up with that. And we want to go down, no, not there, not there, but up here, see there's a pass sign up here, and that's good, because when we could just go back down here, you saw the way those springs work. We're going to transport ourselves back into the past. Alright, that's great. I think I'm being good about all these time travel jokes so far. Like, I still feel bad about the Back to the Future one. I was thinking of making a Samurai Jack one at some point, and I know there's some Samurai Jack fans out there, but I'm trying to be good. Don't let me make these jokes. I need a ring. Ring would be good right now, right? We got the machine, but need some rings. Anything. Somewhere, maybe. There's not a lot of rings in this level. Just hope it doesn't fling us into... Are you kidding me? What a convenient place for a spike ball. You jerks. Yeah, obviously if you die, you're not going to get transported back into the present. It's not going to wait that long to resurrect you, I guess. But you start the level from the past. It's kind of cool. You get to see what the very start of the level looks like. And now that we have a shield and some rings, I feel a little bit more confident about what we're doing. And hey, let's go into the future. Why not? Standard Stardust Speedway is really awesome. And you know what? It's all really awesome. Stardust Speedway is a great level. And let's go on back. And get stuck on this. You see what I mean about these overlapping? Like, you expect to shoot around and down here, but it's not going to happen. You got to do it manually. And I don't know, I think if this level worked the way it looks like it worked, it would be a lot better than it actually... It's already a great level, but it could be better. So you hold right here, and it just warps you around these little tube things, and flying out here. Look at this giant Robotnik statue that's under construction right now, you can tell, but... that part in general is actually really cool. If you're in the past, it's a cathedral. It's like this really big fancy looking building. If you're in the present, obviously, it's an incomplete Robotnik statue. If you go into the bad future, it's the finished Robotnik statue, complete with big glowing eyes. And if you go into the good future, it's the cathedral again, except it looks shinier, so... I thought it was a cool attention to detail. The whole past and future thing in general really was. So here's Stardust Speedway Act 3. It looks like a carnival now. You've got, it's fancy looking. It almost looks like that one thing in Sonic Crackers, which was, in case you don't know, was the prototype for Knuckles Chaotix, which we won't be playing because that was a bad game. Wasn't good, but hey, look, it's our buddy Metal Sonic again. We're gonna make faces at him. Look at that, Metal Sonic. He looks like he's getting ready for something. Oh, he wants to race. Let's race. Let's go. So the whole boss in this level, you get to race Metal Sonic, and it's actually a lot harder than it sounds because Metal Sonic, he cheats. Check out this cheater. Look at him. He's just blazing through. He breaks all those spikes. And Robotnik's following you with that giant laser, and no matter how many rings you have, if you touch that laser, you're toast, you're cooked. It's just gonna keep hitting us, and we want to get a ring because it's scary without rings. So we've got to beat him, because if we don't beat Metal Sonic, Robotnik's gonna hit us with that laser, and we're gonna die. And I don't know about you, I don't want to die right now. It's not my time to go. So I think Metal Sonic needs to slow down here, so we can beat him. Breaks all the spikes for us. It's kind of helpful. We're going to jump into spikes, but, that's fine. Jump over here. Look, we beat him. Alright, so he hits that wall and dies like a chump. And that's good. We made it. Robotnik's going to give up and fly away. And we're going to hit the end cap. No. No. Fine. Get away from me. Okay. It's for the sake of a good future. Get out. He's tapping his foot. He's getting really impatient. Don't want you on me, Amy. That's cool. We shake her off. We're gonna make our way to Metallic Madness Zone. This level is pure madness. It's metallic form. But yeah, this level was alright. I don't know. It looked kind of like Metropolis Zone, which I'm not okay with, but it didn't play like Metropolis Zone, which I'm really okay with. I'm not gonna run into any mantises again. I'm not gonna spend an hour and a half on a stupid bolt. I'm gonna enjoy my time here. We're gonna go to the past, get that sign. We gotta find a place to go to the past. There might be one up here on the spring. No, there's just spikes. It's alright. I'm still convinced there is one. Let's try that again. Get up here. Be careful this time. And hey, look at that. There's some springs. Let's go back and forth. Back and forth and back and forth and then past. Alright, let's pass it up. Let's see what this place looked like in past madness. And hey, that's, you know, it's still kind of the same, actually. It's just different colored. You know, you kind of like Wacky Workbench. You could tell it wasn't finished here, too. You've got some sky in the background there. You've got, you know, kind of looks under construction. But it looks shiny and new. Like, they've been playing in this place for a while. We want to go down here. This part's important. You all the way down. We're going to leave those ring boxes for now, because we're coming back. We gotta wait for these platforms to show up again. We gotta quickly make our way up before they disappear. It's close. Hit that. Look, it's the end capsule. Not the end capsule, the machine capsule. The horrible, evil past machine. We have to break in order to make futures better for the world. So yeah, we're done with that. We just gotta get out of here. And, you know, of course this level is gonna put spikes in all your spring paths like a complete douchebag, so get over that way. And yeah, we just gotta beat the level now. We already got the stupid machine. And you remember these from Scrap Brain Zone. Those guys were everywhere. You had to be careful with those. Make our way up here. And I think we're getting close. I'm just gonna hit some buzzsaws first. Those are kind of cool looking buzzsaws. They sound really annoying. I don't know why they sound like an alarm clock. But yeah, look at that. It's the goal. We're already here. And I don't know. In general, the levels felt kind of short. Like, obviously, I'm not hitting 4-minute marks like I was in, like, Labyrinth Zone or Metropolis or something. But, that's okay, because each level has 4 different forms in it. You know, you get the past version, the present, and the good and bad futures. So they really put their time into the levels. And, I mean, I know I haven't shown off any futures in this, but the level layout is slightly different for all of them. You've got, you know, different placements of certain objects and rings and items. And, you know, they all obviously have the same basic layout to them, so you know that you're in the past or future version of the same level, but this one is where it really changes things up, and you've gotta, in order to get the machine here, I'm gonna show you what you have to do. It's really, it's really complicated for this level. So just to get to the past, you gotta go out of your way down here, you gotta hit that flag up, and then there's some signs there right down here. You get your choice. You can go to the future or the past. You obviously want to go backwards in time. So they're nice enough to put those springs there. Or bomb backwards. And yeah, so I'm gonna let you in a little secret here. The machine for this act, we already passed it. So, you know, the logical thing is we just go backwards, right? We just backtrack, and no, there's a wall there. Just in case you're not, you know, convinced, there's a wall there. We can't go back. The past is completely different than what the present was. So we gotta go up here instead. We're gonna make our way across this little section. And you see, this is kind of cool. It flings you around, and you're in back of this wall now. So you can kind of see that instead of in the foreground. This will rotate you back into the foreground. So that's a neat little trick. You got 2 dimensions of areas there. So we'll warp ourselves on back. And this is back near the start of the level. So you jump down and around here. Look, they give you a whole bunch of ring boxes just for finding the place. It's like a little bonus prize. Get that ring box, and there you go. It's the last machine of the game right there. We just destroyed the very last one. We did it, guys. We're gonna make a good future all around. It's great. So now we just gotta get back into the future, and nope. Okay, I'm not going back into the future. That's fine too, you know. Didn't want to. We'll stay in the past forever. Now back here, and hey, it's a little secret area. We fall back down and back around to where we were. It's not the right way. Is it? I can't... No. Okay. Get into the foreground. It's important we're in there. There we go. And yeah, I think this puts us at pretty much where we were before. So now we just have to keep going through this level. Except there's a problem with that. And that problem is that this wall here is kind of impeding our progress through the rest of the level. We can't really get to where we want to go. So, we gotta figure this out here. We gotta... Maybe there's another future sign or something. I can't seem to get into that. Give it one more shot, hopefully. Do those bombs work like they did in Starlight Zone? They're just a whole lot bigger. Okay, we're in. Let's jump back in here. That takes us... Oh great, I think this is back where... Isn't it? Let's go back down. Yeah, this is where we... Oh great. Okay. I don't think this is where we want to be. But let's... Is there anything up? No. No, that's not it. Okay, gotta go back down here. This level layout's super confusing. The pipes here don't help. So we'll go back... No, this is where I just... Is there anything else? Can't go through there. You can only go through the sides that have the lights on them. And maybe there's something down here. No, it's the same deal. Okay. I'm getting very confused by this. Okay, there's a future sign, so we just gotta use that. We gotta find somewhere. I don't know where we're gonna find. No, not there. This is tough. This is like legitimately it's impeding our progress. We can't go forward. We have to go forward in time to go forward. So let's try left. That's gonna take us around for a while. There's something cool at the end of this. No, it's just shield. Okay, well, you know, shield is nice, but it's not going to get us where we need to go. Open this back up, take the hour-long trek from one side to the other, because it's got to loop around like a million times, but that's okay. Let's try up this time. Is there anything to the right? Nope, it's another wall. That's fantastic. Excited for this level. It's a great level. I mean it. And we get to... No, there's a wall. Great, now we don't have the future thing anymore. So, fall down here. Yeah, there's a little secret thing. I don't know if you knew that. It's not a good secret. Let's restart. I'm done with this. Okay, no, something else that I actually kind of realized is, if you pause the game and press the A button, you restart the level. I don't know if that costs a life or not, but you could restart if you get stuck like I just did. It's a very nice feature to have. Yeah, we're in the past again. We're in the very first area. And... Oh, hey, look! There we go. Let's fix that. Fuck the past. I'm done here. No more pasties. Fling around this, and back into the future! Future's a good place. And by that I mean the present. We're going to the present, which is the future of the past. But not the future of the future. Alright, we're back in familiar territory here. I think we could do this. And that was the good thing about Sonic CD in general, too, is if you don't want to deal with any of this time traveling nonsense, then you don't have to. You can just play this like it was any other Sonic. You know, you don't have to go into the past, you don't have to go into the future, you just ignore all those signs and play the level like a level. And, you know, it's your choice. It's what? Jumped into the side of those. Are you gonna tell me that the sides are deadly? Like those giant spikes have little tiny micro spikes on the side of them? No, that's bullshit. Eat all of your spikes. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm wasting so much of my life in this level. I don't even trust this. I'm just gonna get through and do this right. But it's cool, you know, it's the last level of the game. It's legitimately tough. And it's, you know, you get some tricks in it. It's a tricky level. You get up there. Come on, Spring, stop moving. Maybe up. No? Come on, get back here. There you go. Who's a good spring? Who's a good... There. Alright, great. We're up here. I don't want to get crushed now. I don't have to do this all over again. We got the checkpoint. We don't have to do it all over again. We can keep going now. But I don't want to die anyway. We want to be more careful than that. Get in here. Away from that bomb. Let's go right. Right means the end of the level, right? I hope so. Go down there. I don't want a past sign. The past is horrible. I hate that place. Future all the way. Another checkpoint. Yes, never be too careful. Not in this level. Not in this level, indeed. Oh, look at that. That laser's crazy looking, right? I don't have to go in it, though. That's good. Down here. Hopefully we're getting to the end soon. There's another checkpoint, so it's not quite the end. We get this crazy walk-a-majigger. Let's take this on with us. Let's go for a little ride. Oh, there. And this is kind of cool. Look at it. It's just walking around, having a good time. You just jump off the one to the left, and be careful for this bomb here. Make our way through. Perfect. Alright. Oh, there's the laser. And, oh, what the? Look at it. It's a shrinking laser. We're tiny baby continue Sonic now. He's got a giant head and those freakishly large eyes. He's almost creepy. Oh, look at him. Just because he's tiny doesn't mean that, you know, it's going to impede our progress. We're gonna get on through. Tiny Sonic doesn't take shit from anyone. He's gonna cruise on through this level. He's about the size of a ring. You could probably jump through those rings. Use him as a hula hoop. But you know, he still jumps. He jumps really high now if you think about it. Like, he's still jumping the same size that normal Sonic does, but he's not the size of normal Sonic. He's smaller. It's impressive. So we're normal Sonic again. That's good. Let's get on out of here. Hopefully we're near the end. That would be nice. And we're stuck in this place. Okay. And now spiky Tetris blocks are falling on us. You want to jump in the dark part, because the dark part is the background. And there we go. We're finally at the end of this level. It's great. Let's just keep going. Don't have to spend any more time in Zone 2. We need a good future. And let's see what Metallic Madness looks like in the future. It's a good, shiny, happy future. Wow, look at this place. It's beautiful. It's like a peaceful utopia. Even the music is really laid back. It's calm, and it's hard to believe this is the last level. You got these little metal palm trees. Still got the spike blades. You know, there's some features that you can't make perfect, but it's okay. It's still really, really nice looking. Just gonna rotate to the background, avoid that spike wall there, and let's get back into the foreground because it passed us. Go into this room. Look, everything got dark. You got these little lightning bug enemies. So let's take them out. And warp around, shoot little lasers. It's okay, we're done. We're good. So let's go into here. And hey, what's going on with this place? Unfold the curtain. And oh, it's Robotnik again. It's the last boss of the game. And this guy, he's tough. Honestly, he doesn't look like he's going to be hard, especially the way Sonic CD bosses have gone so far, but be careful here. Those boxes on the side of them there, you get hit by those, and then they hurt. You can't just jump up and attack him now. He's gotten smart about this. So you gotta wait for him to leave and leave himself open like that. No, not like that. Okay, This is like, I'm not gonna disguise, oh great, that's perfect. I'm not gonna disguise this here. You guys remember how I did with Metropolis Zone? How I didn't know how to beat anything in that level without getting hit? That was a good jump. Good jump, Sonic. This boss is kind of the same way for me. I do not know how to beat this guy without taking a hit. And I know there is a way, and I'm sure it involves a whole lot of patience, but that's time I don't feel like spending right now. So I'm gonna give it another shot. We gotta get back there first. We'll see what's up. Gotta be careful. You don't want to fall here. Just want to get up and... Oh, great. I jump, don't jump. Alright. See, you don't want to fall there. It's a bad place to fall. So I've clearly demonstrated this. So, oh, spikes, wonderful. So yeah, let this be a warning to you. Just because the future looks bright and exciting and wonderful doesn't mean it's going to be. It's still gonna kick your ass. And that's another metaphor, I think. Is, you know, you just can't trust things like that, I guess. I don't know. Let's get back in here. Alright, good. And you know the drill. Get the shield, go into the background. Flip this back around. Don't want to get spike walled. And get in there. And it's lightning bug time again. Just take him out, nobody cares. I'm done with you guys, I don't want to deal with you again. Just destroy you, destroy you. Come on, door. I don't have time for you're impeding my progress. Let's open this guy up. Yeah, it's Robotnik. Surprise, surprise. And what you gonna do? What are you doing, Robotnik? Come on. What's your plan? You know what? Screw this. Screw this. Take my shield out. Don't have time for it. Come on, get back down here. Get back down. Don't have time. I got plenty of rings. Let's grab some more. Jump over that one. You only need 3 rings anyway. Come on, it's more than enough. You can do this. Shoot your big dumb little blades out at us. It's real wonderful. Let's get hit by one. You know what? I'm feeling ballsy today. Hit you again. Grab that ring. That's all I need to take you out is just 1 ring. Okay, flinging that around awful fast now. Let's just throw it right at us. Be all haphazard about it. Why not? And come on, what you gonna do now? What are you gonna do? Oh, this is crazy. It's a pogo stick. Look at that. Let's hit him. No time for games here. You just can't bounce around through life. Oh, look, it's Amy Rose. She's very excited to see us. The feeling's not mutual. But yeah, I'm gonna keep quiet here because look at this. This is fantastic. We get this ending video. It's really cool. And then it's gonna follow up by credits. So I'm just gonna shut up and let you enjoy this. Got the good ending of the game. And I'll see you next time. We're gonna start up Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Take it easy, guys.
Circumstance that you can handle when you use your mind. Mr. Fast got it good, but this ain't his neighborhood. He's taking over. No. Time is now. He can hide, find the power deep inside and make it happen.